Guys, today I'm 1 year older. Yeah, it's my birthday. Interestingly enough. Nonetheless, though, still expect the same amount of videos today as always. And we don't get off on our birthdays, boys. Alright, so with that being said, though, yes, let's talk about the injury report. Injury report investigation. Investigating into the injury report. The Joe Burrow hand scandal. There's so many different names people have called this thing. I mean, at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is Joe Burrow wore a compression sleeve. Then, of course, the team deleted the video of it. He wasn't reported on the injury report. He played the game and got hurt. And because of betting and because how much betting is involved in the NFL nowadays, to a point where they're trying to force it down our throats, you have to report injuries. You have to. Now, of course, it's also player safety, and the NFL will come out and say, oh, no, it is player safety, guys. It is player safety. In my first reporting of this, I actually even talked about that, how it was mainly player safety, because I went off what the NFL was saying. But, thankfully, I have some very smart individuals in my comic section, as always. I'm very thankful for you guys. And you guys pointed out a good point. It's not just player safety. It's also betting. And immensely, it's betting. And because the NFL is working so closely with, DraftKings, with FanDuel, and all these other companies, when someone places a bet, right? If a player isn't reported injured when they're injured, obviously that impacts how they play in the game. It impacts whether or not they're going to play or not. And of course, it impacts the chance of them getting re-injured. So we know we have the guy from Barstool Sports, the owner, went ahead and is suing the Bengals now for not reporting Joe Burrow's injury because he bet $100,000 on the Bengals. And obviously, if Joe Burrow was considered injured going into this game, he claims he would not have placed the bet. How I look at it is like this. He placed the bet, and now that he lost, he's upset, and he wants to sue someone for it. That's kind of how I look at it, right? Because at the end of the day, even if they would have listed him as limited, or not limited, but if they would have listed him as full participant in practice every single day of the week, with that, hand alignment injury, I think he still would have placed the bet. Because chances are, Joe probably still plays the whole entire game. He just wants an excuse now that he lost to complain. Everyone does that when they lose a bet. Alleged. Everything I just said is alleged. I have to say that because he's suing the Bengals. Why would he not just sue me? With that being said, though, here is the video that is in question. They posted this video on Tuesday night, and then they deleted it because of the fact that people started questioning. Like, why is Joe Burrow wearing a sleeve or a hand sleeve on his right hand? And did they know about the injury going into this game? So, of course, right here you can see Joe Burrow. He has this right here. Now, some people were saying that this is not even a sleeve for the hand. This is not even like anything for his hand. What this is, it's literally a strap that goes around his iPad, that goes around his hand and his iPad so that, literally it won't drop. That's the point. So you can always have control of your iPad when you're holding it. Because he is actually holding an iPad in this scenario. You can see the iPad right here. So some people were saying that it was just an iPad holder, and that was it. Now, actually, let me see this once again. Yeah, so you can see, again, like I said, it's hard to see, but you can see the iPad's right here. That's the iPad. So he goes over to the left-hand side. He's holding an iPad. He obviously does have the sleeve up his arm, which, again, is still very questionable, is that he has the sleeve up his arm. But then some people say, well, it's an iPad holder. That's really all it was just an iPad holder and nothing else. And now that I look at it, is he holding an iPad? Because that's what people were saying. And it looks like this is an iPad. But when he looks here, right, I don't see the iPad. He might not be holding an iPad. That's what people were saying. I'm just going based on what people were making the accusations that, oh no, what actually happened is he was holding an iPad. But now look at it, it doesn't even look like he's holding an iPad. Like, at first, this looks like he's holding an iPad right here, but this might just be part of the sleeve. Yeah, again, it's a crappy video, but... Okay, whether or not he is, maybe not. I thought he tucked it in here. Because a lot of people were talking about the fact he's holding an iPad. But he tucked it in here. But even then, an iPad holder thing wouldn't go up your whole entire arm. It might go in your hand, but we can see, and they don't actually report this as much, the sleeve, I'm just going to go in the Twitter video here because it's going to keep glitching out. This actually does go up his arm. So you can see right here, right? Obviously, he has his shirt down, right? All the way down. But when you see him go like this... Actually, does it go up his arm? Hang on. Right here. You can see it's his whole entire hand. And then, I think this is actually... This might be part of his jacket. The little black thing, that might be part of his jacket. But it goes like up his arm like this. Not all the way up, but just a tad bit. So, again, like I said... Very questionable crap, right? Then they deleted this. Whole entire mess. What will happen? At the end of the day, all we care about is what's going to happen from the end of this. What are we going to get? And that does look like an iPad to me. That's what everyone was saying, but I guess not. Maybe it's just a bad angle and a bad video. Yeah, I guess it's not an iPad, but... What's going to happen next, right? Because also the Falcons are also being questioned right now because of the fact that the Falcons did not report the illness of Bijan Robinson going into their game in Week 7. My guess is, because yes, there is a potential losing draft picks, and whenever you talk about the potential losing draft picks, you got to look at the fact that, like, this is a huge deal, right? And the NFL claims that they're not taking this lightly. They're taking this crazily. Now, it's a lot of it, I think, is because of Cincinnati Bengals and they hate us. So they want to go extra against us because, you know, again, they hate us. So they want to make sure we're punished at the full extent of the rules. You know, you would think a coin toss last year for the division would have, would have been enough. You know, but no. I get it, Roger Goodell. I get it. We're the only thing that could stop the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl. So you want to make sure we don't have a chance here. Beside the point. My guess is, even with the harshest punishment, obviously harshest punishment is losing a draft pick, I don't think they're going to. Because he did practice in full all throughout the whole entire week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If he was limited in any way possible, I think we would lose a draft pick for it. But because he practiced in full and he was 100%, my guess is we're not going to lose a draft pick. We're probably going to, I'm going to guess Zach Taylor gets fined $500,000. I'm going to guess Duke Tobin gets fined $500,000. Mike Brown gets fined $1 million. And again, you might these sound like ridiculous, ridiculous amount of money. It's not really, because we saw this a little bit earlier, I think last season actually, when the New Orleans Saints, and surprisingly enough, the Cincinnati Bengals, Jesse Bates was told to fake an injury and go down in the end zone against the Chiefs last year. And then in the New Orleans Saints game, they told Cam Jordan to get on the ground and fake an injury. Both of those situations that happened, the Bengals were fined $500,000. Jesse Bates was fined, I think, $75,000. Cam Jordan was fined $75,000. And the Saints head coach was fined $500,000. So this is very in line of, quote-unquote, faking injuries or telling the player to fake an injury. Obviously, this is not reporting an injury, but it goes vice versa here. So my guess is that's going to be what ends up happening from this whole entire scandal/situation. Now, I know some people said, well, now this could be, the U.S. government could get involved in this, right? And this could be even higher up than just the NFL because of the fact that this is sports betting and now this is more outside the NFL realm of control and this is more actual, money, taxes, all that kind of stuff. And it's possible that kind of goes a little bit higher than that. I don't think it will. Because, again, like I said, he did practice in full on 3 days. We're not talking like this guy was limited or he had a rest day. If he had a rest day, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, this would be 17 times worse. Because then it would be like, you gave him a rest day knowing dang straight that this guy had an injury. So, yeah. Just a little side note here, in case you're wondering. Let me go down here a little bit. This did happen before with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Mike Tomlin was fined $75,000. The Pittsburgh Steelers fined $75,000. Mike Tomlin was fined $25,000 for not accurately listing Big Ben on the practice report during the 2019 season. So, it's happened before. And again, like I said, I think people are blowing this out of proportions of how bad it's going to be. The fact they deleted the video is definitely a problem. That's definitely a problem. But the fact he practiced the whole entire week is going to be a very good thing for them. The fact that Zach Taylor, in sense, lied. He lied about, not knowing he was wearing the hand brace. That's going to be a problem. Like, there's so many... There's problems here, problems there, people lying, people telling the truth. If everything was honest, it would be a lot easier of a process. But because of the lying, we have to kind of go through all the details and figure it out. And you got to keep in mind also, and I'm not trying to be, oh, woe's me, woe's me. They hate us, okay? They hate us. They're going to punish us the worst possible way. It is what it is. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.